Hello everyone, and welcome to the last and final video on our Candle 101 sessions. I hope you all have enjoyed the first and second video, and we are jumping right into the third video. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to leave them in the comment section. And again, I thank you guys for returning to this last and final video. So we're going to go ahead and start with a continuation as far as interpreting the candle flame. And again, I do encourage you all to research more outside of this video, just so that you can have a full, well-rounded understanding of what it is that you're doing when it comes to interpreting your candle rituals and spells. So moving on, we're going to start with, now this is going to talk in terms of if you have put a spell on someone or you're doing a ritual that involves you and someone else. So basically you have two candles. This is the majority of what today's subject is going to talk about, and then it's also going to talk about how to interpret the wax that's left over after you're doing your ritual, if there is any wax left over. So one thing you want to make sure is that you are not doing, and this is for any kind of ritual or candle burning, you want to make sure that you are not doing it in an area where there's a whole bunch of air going on. Like, you don't want to do it under your vent if you have your air conditioning on or your heat on. Not anywhere under a fan, because that's going to affect the way that your candle burns, because you have this circulation going on, and it's like it's going to blow the candle. You see that? So you can look at it and it's going to be like, okay, candle is jumping or flickering, but in actuality it's the air that's blowing the candle. So you want to make sure that you are doing your workings in an area where there's not a bunch of air circulating, and so you can get a clear reading and understanding of your burning. Okay, so if the candle flame, and again I'm looking down at my notes, if the candle flame dances or bounces, so basically if you see the flame going like this or like that, trying to do my little examples, then what that indicates is that it's a sign of the person who you are doing the working on is basically being very affected by the workings that you are doing. So it's like the message is getting through to that person, and their candle again will probably dance or bounce like that, but you'll probably see your candle perfectly fine, but this person's candle is going like this. That lets you know that whatever you have done is getting through to them, and the message is getting through to them as well. So that is a good sign when it comes to you. Sometimes both of y'all be dancing, just doing the tango, doing, whatever it is. Y'all may jump together like that. I see that a lot in candles, where the candles are just in tango and in sync with one another. That basically means that the communication is going between the both of y'all, and you guys are basically on the same understanding, basically leveled with each other as far as with the ritual or the spell or the working. So moving on, if the flame repeatedly flares up and then dies away, or it's like basically like as if it's winking, it kind of like goes up like that. What that is interpreted as is that who you are working on is subconsciously aware of the workings that you are doing, and they are responding by fighting against whatever it is that you are doing. So again, if you are burning it and you notice that the flame is kind of doing like it flares up and then it kind of goes down, flares up and goes down, you just want to pay attention to that and think and know that that person may somehow, some way, sometimes you don't know how, but the subconscious is a very powerful thing. They can sense or feel you doing the ritual or the spell on them, and they, in their subconscious mind, is doing whatever it takes to block that from happening, because they don't want it to happen. So when you see your candle flame doing that, that necessarily is not a good thing. If you are burning two candles and you put a person's name on one candle and you put your name on the other candle, basically if you see the flames, like you have your candle set up, this is you, this is the person. If you see those flames just start to go like this towards each other, basically that means that person has like the same type of affection and love for you that you have for them. So it's like as if the flames are just reaching out to each other to be connected, because in the physical realm you guys are connected. So that's a positive thing that lets you know, like, okay, this person loves me, or this person wants to be with me, or different things like that. If you see those flames going like that, that is a positive indication that that person feels a certain type of way for you, the same that you do for them. Now, if you happen to see the candles go opposite, well, not the candles, but the flame go opposite of each other, that basically means that this person, not, and I'm trying to make it in a nice sense, in a nice way, but basically this person has no indication of wanting to be with you. They don't have any feelings for you. The feelings aren't mutual. So it's like you like this person, but this person does not like you. So you just want to watch out for that and make sure that you're paying attention to your candles, well, the flames, when you're burning each of them, just to see if they attract each other, or if they repel. That will let you know exactly how your ritual is going as well while you are burning the candles. And this is a good one. If you have candles where it is hissing or making any kind of sounds or sparking, this basically lets you know that this is communication from spirit. Spirit is trying to tell you something. If you have a noisy candle in any form or fashion, you just need to pay attention to that. Silence yourself, silence your mind, quiet your mind, and sit in silence and figure out what it is that spirit is trying to tell you. I've had candles that I've done rituals where it's that flame has just, like, it almost sounds like a real silent firecracker. Like, you know how you shoot a firecracker or fireworks, and at the end of it, it sizzles. It kind of goes shh, kind of like my sound effect. I've had a candle to do that, and I would take that as sizzling. I've had a candle to pop, basically like pop, pop, pop. That lets me know, okay, spirit was trying to communicate in whatever it was that I was doing at the time. And what I did, again, is I just turned off my TV, turned everything off, and I just sat in silence. And I just sat in front of the flame, and I asked spirit to show me and tell me what it is that you're trying to relay. What message are you trying to relay about this ritual that I'm doing, as far as in the positive or even the negative aspect? So you just want to make sure, if your candle is making any kind of sounds or noises, pay attention. And then another thing I wanted to add on to that, sometimes if you dress your candle in different herbs, that herb can give off the popping sense, or it can burn, it can sizzle, because it's a dried herb. So of course it's going to burn and make any kind of noise. So you want to make sure that that sound is not coming from the herb, but you want to make sure that it's actually coming from the candle, the flame, and just, of course, pay attention to that. Now back to having our couples candle. If you are burning 2 candles and you notice that one candle is burning faster than the other, and this one is still standing tall, but this one is just making its way on down, basically that means that this person, the taller candle, is the dominant energy within the couple or within the two. So it's just showing you that, okay, this person has like a very strong hold on this person, because it's just basically like taking over. Like, it's just burning. Like, here you are just dwindling down, further and further, and this person is just slowly just burning to the point where your candle may go out first and this person's candle is still burning, or it may take extra time, like an hour, 30 minutes, whatever, for this candle to burn down and finally catch up with you. It's just letting you know that that person, whether male or female, has the dominant position over, or I'll say in that relationship, friendship, whatever it is that you are burning the 2 candles for. The tallest candle that is still burning while the other one is burning down, again, has dominion over that person. And also, just moving on, we're moving on to the next subject, is basically we're going to talk about how the wax melts while you are burning your candle. And we'll start off. So let's say, again, you have your couples candles. Most of these are generated towards a couples candle, but you can also put forth just for yourself as well, however you want to interpret it. You have 2 candles, and you notice that the candle that is supposed to represent the female, basically her wax is starting to burn and puddle around the male's candle. And basically what this means is that the female desires the male more, basically, to the point where she's almost trying to cling on to the male. And this is vice versa as well. If you see the male candle burning and that wax is starting to to soup and circle around the female's candle at the bottom. That lets you know that the male is trying to cling on to the female, and he's trying to not basically go anywhere. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. Or if they both burn and they, clinging on to each other at the base of the candle, that is another thing that you want to pay attention to. Also, if you see that you are burning a candle and it gets real thin to the point where it, like, how can I put it? Like, it's thin to where it breaks off, but it doesn't completely break off. That represents basically that the person who the candle is being burnt on, if their candle has like basically broken, but it's still like hanging on by a thread, it means that that person is clinging on to something that is relative to the past, whether it can be a past relationship, a past situation, anything that happened in their past is basically preventing them from moving forward. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. And also, if you are doing a working on anyone outside of yourself or outside of the person that you know, you just want to make sure that you know exactly the full situation of the couple as far as their past, what they went through, interpret how your candle is burning and how to read it, especially if it happens to do that. That lets you know that one or the other is hanging on to a situation in the past that they are struggling to get over with. So if you are burning a candle and doing a ritual and you notice that that thing just will not burn out, like it's burned all the way down and you still have that little bit of flame that's just sitting there and it seems like it will not go out, basically what this means is that typically not a good sign when that flame is still sitting there and will not go out, because basically its spirit is not able to complete whatever it is, because there's something negative attached to that ritual or that flame, to where spirit is not going to complete it because it's something negative. So if you notice that you have a candle or a flame that has burnt down and it just will not go out, that basically means that there's something negative going on and you may want to revisit that ritual, sit down, think about things and see what could possibly cause a negative aspect within that ritual. And lastly of this video, if the candle happens to burn out quickly or very fast, this basically means that you do have what you did worked, but it won't last for a essential amount of time. So basically, just the same way as the candle had a lot of energy and it burned out quickly, that's exactly how your working your spell is going to turn out. So you're going to have like results right away. But it's going to be short-lived. I'll put it that way. Like, you'll see everything, you'll have the results, but it won't last as long as you had wanted it or expected it to do. So of course, if that happens, you can go ahead and revisit that spell, but I would suggest doing it probably like within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Like, don't do it continuously back to back, because you just want to give time to sort things out within yourself, sort things out within that spell, and just make sure that you are putting forth everything in a positive aspect that needs to happen. And of course, you want to make sure that your spell lasts. That's the whole reason why you're doing it, because you want it to last. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this 3-part series videos of candle burnings and candle ritual spells. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I thank you guys for returning to my channel. Bye.